Welcome to Tiki Talk, the podcast, with your host, Kevin, a.k.a. Shipnut. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome to Tiki Talk, the podcast. My name is Kevin. I am your host, a.k.a. Shipnut. Today, we're going to talk about, some of you thought it was a lost thing for collectibles and a lost art. We're going to talk about trading cards and sports cards. I mean, we've all had them when we were kids. I have a special guest here, Mr. Stephen Brady from Brady Sports 12 on TikTok. He is joining us on the show. We're going to talk about everything sports card related. So let me introduce you to my man, the one and only Stephen Brady from Brady Sports 12 on TikTok. What's up, Steve?
Hi, Steve Brady.
Well,
thanks for having me on this show.
Well, we haven't hired you, just like your other show that you do.
The other podcast, right?
Yes. So if you don't know, my man Steve is the producer of the Brady Report on Facebook and everywhere the podcast was. I was actually a guest on the Brady Report not too long ago. About a month ago. Yeah, you're right. And Steve is the illustrious producer on the Brady Report, which you do a fantastic job. I mean, the show is great. So if you guys don't catch the Brady Report podcast, yeah, you have. Yeah, you've been doing the Brady Report for how many years now, Steve?
Since Trump first day in office.
Okay. All right. It's mostly a political show.
Yeah, it is.
With
I'm not political though.
Well, I know, but the concept of the Brady Report is mostly politics and current events, right?
Yeah, definitely. You gotta do the current events.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So you definitely have to have, the current events on there. And not like what I'm doing here on the Tiki Talk. I'm just doing general whatever we want to talk about kind of podcast, and I know not only are you the producer of the Brady Report.
A guest on the Brady Report not too long ago.
Oh my goodness, Steve, you have your volume set up way too high. How are you?
I had my volume down, and I don't know why it was still on. But
how are you?
To make sure I saw some comments.
How are you a producer of a podcast? And you don't even keep your...
Hey, everybody has their moment,
So, Steve, tell me, what is your other passion? And I know what it is, and your other passion is definitely sports cards, correct?
Yes, I love sports cards. I collected them since I was 8-10 years old.
Yeah, we all have.
And I think all everybody's done it. Even boys and girls, they had their own collections. They had Barbie sports cards back then, and not non-sports cards, but they had Barbie cards back then too.
Yeah.
Alf, Transformers, Marvel, they had all that stuff back in the day. And what
my favorite sports card was?
Which one was it?
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yes, and they're coming back strong too.
Are they really?
Yeah. I remember and the ones we used to collect in the 80s.
Yeah.
And we stick them on our desks and our notebooks and our pads and trapper keepers. They're worth money. Unfortunately, they're worth some money.
Really? I didn't think. I mean, listen, I've probably wasted so many sports cards in my life, just like putting clothespins on my, how you used to put clothespins on them and your spokes to make your bicycle sound like a motorcycle?
Yeah, it looked like a motor. Yeah. That's why there's not many, from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there's not any sports cars that are.
Yeah, I've probably definitely wasted so many good sports cards in my day that, you just don't know what you have when you're young. I remember back in the day, you and I actually, and for those of you who don't know, Steve and I go back way back. So we used to go to the local convenience store and just buy boxes and boxes of We used to buy boxes
Yes.
and boxes of sports cards, mostly basketball cards when we were younger. We used to
Henry.
spend a lot of money.
I remember it was Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cumberland Prescription Center in Rhode
And I
Island.
love
Yeah.
it. Yeah. You go to Henry and like, hey, put this on my tab and then we'll pay once a week. It was great.
Yeah. So we've come a long way. Well, the sports card industry has come a long way since then.
Yes, it has.
We're going to get to that in just a few minutes, Steve. Tell me about your personal collection. I know you got a ton of stuff. You got a ton of sports memorabilia. You got a ton of cards, and
Yes.
you just keep looking and looking. Tell me about some of the highlights of your collection.
I love Tom Brady just because my last name, and he's just such, he's the GOAT. Even though what Joe Montana said that Dan Marino this week is the more of a GOAT, but he didn't win any, world championships. But yeah, I have more Tom Brady cards than I can imagine. And then I started doing the Mac Jones thing. But I do have some.
Well, you're a Patriots fan. So obviously,
the Patriot cards are just boxes and boxes of them. Old rookies, new rookies, even like players that only been there for a year or two. I've got their rookies, and I got a lot of cards. Edelman, Gronk, and Brady, the top three I collect. And I have a lot of autographs too. Not Brady's, but that's one of the things I would love to get is one Brady autograph. I don't care where it comes from, a card, a helmet, a football.
Now, when you get a card out of a pack and it's an autograph card, it's much better to get the autograph from the actual athlete than to just have an autograph stamped on a card. Correct?
Yes, and let's say if I go to like the Patriots practice day, and I get a hat autographed by Mac Jones. Well, it's not really worth anything yet until it gets certified, which is the companies you can do certification and stuff like that, or unless you go to a card show or an event where there's already a certification company there that will give you the sticker, say, yeah, that's the real thing. But that's more of a personal collection, like, oh, I love this hat I got signed by Mac Jones. But then you get them, you open a pack of cards, and then you get a Mac Jones autograph.
Yeah.
That is a great highlight.
Oh, I'm sure it is, dude.
Because that is definitely automatically certified from the company that packed the card for you, no matter if it was Panini, Golden, Gold Rush. I have a Gold Rush auto of Mac Jones.
Yeah.
But I've got plenty of autographs to go around. Not super big ones, but I've got some good ones.
Yeah.
Once I have a Mac Jones, I'm happy.
Yeah. Mac Jones is good. I mean, he's an up and coming for sure,
Yeah.
So anyone that's watching on YouTube or Facebook, if you have anything to comment or anything to ask Steve, please, in the comment section, go ahead, comment it, like, share, and comment on my live video, and we'll get those questions to Steve immediately. You can't stump him. He'll have a comeback to any question you ask him for sure. So, Steve, what's your oldest card in your collection?
Well, my oldest card in my collection is, I have some cards over here. That's graded.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Roger Clemens.
I'll put you on full screen. Go ahead, show it again. Roger Clemens
rookie card.
Okay.
Which is always good to have.
Yeah.
All right. And then for a non-sports card, a 1977 Star Wars Luke Skywalker.
What? That's graded too, correct?
That's graded at 2.5, and it's still worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sticker version. It's a sticker.
Wow. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, when I saw this, I saw it. I actually picked it up at a card shop, and he posted it on his YouTube channel. And I said, I want that card. I'm coming down right now. Put it aside.
Yep. So
that guy's pretty cool.
Deanna Carey on Facebook said, "What's your most favorite card to date, Steve?"
My favorite
Here,
card.
I got it right there on the screen. What's your most favorite card to date?
Favorite card to date. My favorite card to date, and they go up and down because of popularity, what's going on in the world, the news, is in the sports card industry will probably agree with me, is 2019 John Morant card right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hold on, let me see if you see. All right, there you go.
I mean, there's a little glare because of the camera, but whatever, we can see
But the
it.
John Morant card,
Yeah. Okay.
it has the rapper Young Jock or Young whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He died, and then the controversy with that card, it blew up. It blew up in value because of his death.
Really?
And then and that was like 2 years ago. This is a 2019 card. So getting this card in, it was like almost up to $600 because of that rapper's death.
Wow.
And then now it kind of dipped, and when it dipped, I scooped it up.
Yeah.
About 6 months ago.
Really?
And then that big controversy with the blind side.
Oh yeah. Michael Orr, yeah.
The two real life parents are actually on this card.
For real? Oh my!
Right here.
Wow.
So if you actually look up 2019 Panini Chronicles John Morant card,
you'll see him right there in the card.
You'll see them right there.
Holy smokes! So that card means something.
That card means something in the industry right now.
At
this point.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So going with the industry, what is your most valuable card? Is that your most valuable card or no?
Oh no, that's far from valuable. I do have. Oh, yeah. Somebody just messaged me. Yes, I'm home.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, one of the admins wanted to know where I was. I'm like, I'm at home.
I'm at home doing a podcast right now.
Podcast for sports cards.
Right.
Talk about,
But
our Facebook page in a bit, too.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go with all of that pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. So I got to say, my most valuable card, I have a Tom Brady card.
Okay.
All right. It's not a perfect grade, but it's 8.5. It's not bad, but it's out of 125 cards made. There's only 125 cards in the world. When it has a card stamp on it with the number, that's how many they produced of that card. And this is the card. It's a Prism football purple.
Oh, man.
125. And it's already graded. So this card will always be
in
this thing. And at the time when I picked it up, it was valued at $450.
Wow.
And I traded for this.
Really? Okay.
I traded a couple cards away, added up to a little bit more than 400 to just get this card, because that's just the way of the trading industry. If you trade, you got to trade a little bit higher. You got to trade that like 20 extra %.
Now you talked about grading, and you have a lot of your collection that is graded, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I have hundreds of them.
So how many grading companies are there in the industry?
There is a ton.
Yeah.
But the main, let me try to pull the top dogs out here. This is that a PSA? Nope, that's.
Because now the grading helps increase the value of the card, correct?
Yes, yeah, it is. Yep.
So when you get your card graded, it's definitely worth having it. But you got to kind of know what cards you get, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to know what cards you want to get, because
it costs money to have them graded, correct?
Each company is different priced, and you want to make sure you get your prices right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, absolutely.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companies that I like picking up.
Okay.
And of course, PSA is number one right now. So
Yeah, I've heard of PSA and I've heard of Beckett.
PSA graded card. This is an Aaron Judge, a PSA 10, so it's mint condition. And it's out of 99.
Now, just explain for people that aren't like our beginning collectors and just starting into it. What does a PSA 10 mean? Explain the grading system a little bit.
Special sports card grading, I believe that's what they call themselves. Professional sports card. Yeah, special sports card grader.
All right, so the grading is just like it's like the condition. Do you know what they look for when they're grading a card? They just look for overall condition, or do they look for special things in there? Do they like authenticate the signatures? Yeah, they look for rarity. Okay. So they look for that. They look for any special cards that you might.
Yeah, the rarity, the grading.
Okay.
And if it's they just call themselves PSA. Nothing special about that. Professional Sports Authority.
Okay, so this PSA
authenticator. I can't get my words right there. That's right.
Listen,
Professional Sports Authenticator.
It's like you're on the Brady Report. Steve can't talk.
Yeah, I stumble my words. I just call it PSA. Everybody just calls it PSA.
Yeah, no, I know. I get that. So I know of PSA and I know of Beckett. Those are the two that I personally know of.
This is a Beckett one.
Okay.
It's a Jordan.
Okay, yeah, Michael Jordan. And that's a PSA 8? And that's a Beckett 8. Okay.
A Beckett 8, yep.
So which one's worth more?
10 is the best.
Yeah, 10 would be pristine card.
Then 9 is below the best, 8. And then 7. And the lower the number is, the less the card is valued because it's like it has scratches, has dents on it. The higher the grade, the better the card is, more valuable the card is. So this Jordan is like $25, but
really?
if I got a Beckett 9, it would probably be like $100. If it was a Beckett 10, it's probably $300. That's the big jump that some of these cars can take.
So the grading system definitely plays with the value of the card.
Yeah.
Now hold on, I got a question here from Deanna Carey. She says, "Did you enjoy the least valuable cards just as much as the most valuable cards?"
Yes, because every one of them has a value or something that has to do with the collection. You can have a PC, which is a personal collection, and I have a G.I. Joe card that's worth 50 cents, which is pretty cool. And I like it because it's my only G.I. Joe card. So
it has value to you personally. It
has value to me.
Yeah.
And I'm what you call a set builder in the hobby. I like building sets. So
okay. So you get like the commons and build like the whole set of what it is, right? The whole set.
Cards, football could be like 400 cards. All depends on what set you're actually going to build. It's all different.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So the PSA is number 1. Beckett's number 2. SGC is the 3rd. Some people would say it could be the second. So this is an Aaron Judd card, 9.5. So some companies do the half grade.
But what grading company holds like the gold standard? Would that be PSA? Because it's like the most.
PSA is the gold standard right now. They're the top company that grades more cards on Earth. Right?
Okay.
They'll do 1 million graded cards a week.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, that's how much they send in. People send in, and it's crazy.
Wow. Now, how would you know what cards that you have in your collection to send in for grading, because I know the grading companies charge you per card and depending on what it is.
Yes.
So you just don't want to send like regular cards in to get graded because
you're
not
going
to
send something that's only 50 cents. You don't want to send a 50-cent card.
Yeah, you're not going to recoup your money on that. If you're really getting into trading and buying and selling, you're not going to recoup your money on that.
Yeah, I won't definitely recoup my money.
So
that's if you're going to sell a trade.
Yeah. So what's your process in deciding whether to get a card graded or not?
Popularity would be one. If it's a major star like Aaron Judd, and this is numbered out of 99, so there's only 99 in the world. So definitely, I'm going to get this graded. But if it was a regular common Aaron Judd, I'm not going to grade him. That's the difference between what they call base versus a parallel, which is a special card or a numbered card.
Okay. So you gotta really kind of know your cards before you start getting them graded. So you got to do your homework. You got to do a lot of homework.
Homework is important. Learning the price of the card first before it's graded versus what it is actually out there graded and the value of it after it's graded.
Can you get those on a website somewhere or something?
Yeah. Big thing is eBay.
eBay. All right. So you look it up on eBay.
You're pricing Tom Brady rookie card, 2000 Tom Brady rookie card, and you see, all the different versions of it. There's many different versions up there.
Yeah.
There's the Bowman Chrome is the one everybody wants. And you can see.
Well, Bowman's been around forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Bowman's been around since the 70s.
Yeah.
60s.
But Topps is the oldest trading card company, isn't it?
Topps.
Like
Bowman came from Topps.
Yeah, Topps is like 1957 or something like that. They started with Topps.
Yeah.
Now, do you know the oldest sports card, the first ever made sports card in the country, in the world?
I would say I'm probably wrong, but the oldest card I know of is the Honus Wagner card.
Okay.
And I've seen them, and I actually seen them in person too.
Really?
Yes, and they're awesome. It looks like a little old cigarette, and I have a reprint.
Okay, so you're wrong.
$2. But yeah, I'm probably wrong. But yeah,
according to the interweb, okay,
the
the first ever card was made in 1865, and it was from the Brooklyn Atlantics.
Baseball card, right?
Yeah, baseball. Yeah. From 1865.
Wow. When the sports cards came out, they were all in cigarette packs.
Yes.
Yeah, tobacco cards they called them.
Yeah, they were tobacco cards. They were like the cardboard backing of a cigarette pack.
Yeah.
To make it stiff.
Some baseball players didn't like that, and they refused to endorse them, and they demanded their card not to be put on there. So after the first printing, they stopped printing on certain players. So if you really want to get really crazy and trying to find the most expensive card, you're going to find some of them cards that weren't printed on the second run. Then first runs are very more expensive, like the really, really expensive ones. That's where that's where this stuff started.
Yeah, absolutely. And growing up as kids, we just don't. You don't think about the value of a baseball card. Or now, is baseball cards still the top, or is it a different sport now? Because I think baseball is kind of fading away. Kind of.
I personally believe it's fading away. There's just so much of it out there, but the only reason I think is because there's only one company making them.
Only one company does baseball cards?
Topps has the official license of the for the Major League Baseball and the Players Association.
Okay, so you can't get like a Don Ross anymore. You can't get a Bowman, or can you? Because
Bowman is Topps.
Okay, because it's Topps. Okay, so any subsidiary of Topps can make a baseball card.
You can get that. Yeah, you'll have all the Major League Baseball logos, names, and logos for the baseball.
Yeah.
When you get into the Panini ones like Don Russ, Prism, Select Baseball, you're gonna get.
Hold on, now I got Panini. I'm gonna pull it up on the website.
you're going
Hold
to
on.
get just
Man.
Yeah, you'll see some baseball, but you won't see any team logos. You won't see Red Sox. You'll see Boston on it.
Oh,
And
really?
then you won't see any logos on the jerseys
Wow.
or the names of the players on the jersey.
Well, they got UFC cards too?
Yeah, oh yeah, UFC cards too. Yeah,
Man.
yep. I actually hit a real good UFC card. I got a UFC collection.
Really?
I got a good UFC collection. Yeah.
So what other cards do you collect? Now, Deanna Carey, you got another question here on Facebook. Guys, comment away the questions. Deanna Carey asks, are there other kind of cards other than sports to collect that are good to collect?
All right. Well, there's one card game back in the 90s that came out from Japan, if I'm right, Japan, called Pokemon.
Oh, Pikachu.
Pikachu, Charizard, and
So they have a good
good following.
good following of the Pokemon cards.
And I've got some.
And is it still it's still popular today with Pokemon Go, and the kids still play all that crap today?
Yeah, I've got some Pikachus that I actually graded. Not sure if you can see.
Yeah, we got it. It's good. So you got graded Pikachus.
I got PSA graded Pikachu too.
Now, like on TikTok, I see people rip packing Pikachu cards. I mean, Pokemon cards all the time. That's like, that was a huge thing a couple months ago. Was people just break packing Pikachu cards? I'm not Pikachu. Sorry,
Pikachus. They're looking for the big hits. They're looking for the rare cards, they would call them. And even in the sports card industry, there's rare cards and there's case hits, and you're going to be they're called chasers, and I'll get more depth in chasers later on.
So now, all right, let's go into that. So now, when you're looking for chasers, or as you call them, or a rare card, is it still like back in the old days where you had to buy a whole boatload of cards to try to get them, or do they have like a different pack of cards with, more valued cards in them?
Oh yeah, it's so wide ranged where you can go to Walmart and buy a box of cards, which are called a blaster or a mega box. Blasters are range from 25 to 30, maybe even $35, $40. Megas could be around $60
for a card, for a pack of cards.
No, for a box.
Oh, for a box. Okay.
Cards.
Okay.
Just for 20 cards.
20 cards.
60 cards.
Dude, we used to pay like $20 for a whole
card in there.
And you're not guaranteed anything.
You're not guaranteed a good card. You're just, ripping because you like ripping the cards.
Yeah.
Maybe you're searching for that chaser from the blasters or that case hit. Maybe you'll get that lucky downtown, which if you get a downtown Brady, it could be worth like up to $1,000 or even $1,500.
Now, speaking of ripping cards, Steve, you got a TikTok,
yep.
TikTok, Brady Sports 12, where you can see.
I rip a lot.
Yeah, you can see him. He's ripping them up on TikTok right here. I have his page pulled up. So if you're not following him on TikTok, go to Brady Sports 12, and he's got quite the few videos of him with cards and ripping packs and different stuff.
Some of my personal collections I show on there too.
And you have your personal collection on there? I
have a personal collection of the Tom Brady tribute set from the score, which I can't pull out right now because it's sealed up in a set. So 2020 score made a 20 card set for Tom Brady's 20th year in the league, and they reprinted from his rookie card all the way to 2021.
Now, I know you. We've known each other for a long time. Now, you're very involved in like card shows and stuff like that, correct? You've run card shows. So
yeah, I helped run a card show with our group. All the admins get together. We had this thought. Me and my friend Mike. We worked together at my job, and we've been talking back and forth for a long time to try to get a card show together. And then Mike put it in gear. He found a hall to get a card show going every month. Now, it took a while.
Yeah.
Trying to find a hall is tough. Just right after COVID, that's when we started. We started thinking about it.
So this is your sports card trade show, New England Sports Cards buy, sell, and trade, which is on Facebook, and you can request to join. Correct?
Yes, request to join. We have about 6,000 members in this group.
Wow, that's awesome.
Love, sports cards. You post, you can sell. Make sure you coin it properly and price. And you can sell cards and trade cards right on that group.
Really?
Page. And it's a private group, so
you have to be added by an admin to get in. Yeah. Obviously, you added myself, Tiki Talk to your group because we're going to talk about it. And I have a slight collection, not as extensive as yours, but
I did send you some cards back.
Yes, you did. I have hold on, wait a minute.
He probably has them in his desk drawer.
Hey, wait a minute. You're gonna laugh. Here it is, baby. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady
with the Bucks. Yeah. When he first came to the Bucks, right here, I have the Tom Brady Tampa Bay right there. It is in my desk drawer. It's in a safe place.
I'm glad you still have that little sleeve on it. So
I do. Well, here's the thing. In Florida now, to store cards here in Florida it's tough because of humidity and stuff. It can ruin them. So I'm thinking that's the safest place. It's an air conditioning, and that would be the safest place to store it because if I put it somewhere else, it's going to get ruined with humidity.
Yes, they're storage boxes. You can put them in and as long as you protect them properly, you get the cards in a penny sleeve, which is really not much.
Yeah.
And then you put them in top loaders, which there's many different sizes, but that the one you just showed me was just a basic top loader.
Yeah.
You're able to just put a regular card in there, and they come in little packs like this too. So they come in bulks.
Okay. Now, what other kind? Well, let's go back to let's reel it back into your card show. So how do you get people? Do you reach out to different companies to come in, buy, sell, and trade? Is your card show mostly your members in your group, or you have cards? Because I know we were talking one day, and you did have a special guest at your card show to draw people in.
Yep, we had one. Yep,
and you had I think. You didn't have. It wasn't PSA. It was another grading company that you had there, right?
We had a TGA, the grading authority from New Hampshire. It was a local company, and they came down and did some grading, and it was great that they actually came down because it drew a lot of people in, and I enjoyed the fact that they were able to come down and do it. And these are some of the cards.
So those are from TGA.
TGA, and these are the first wave of cards when they first started, and then they started getting a little bit more fancier with their labeling.
Oh wow, yeah, that's what they're getting. Like a PSA card, the label is kind of boring on a PSA graded card.
Another one. This is a flow label, so the card flows right into the label.
Oh, see, that's pretty cool. I like how that it does. Yeah. It flows right up into the top half right there. It flows right in. I kind of like that.
I've got quite a few cards like that.
Now, how would they rate for PSA and Beckett? Are they what rank them? I mean, don't rank them, but because you have
compare them. Comparable.
They're comparable.
So TGA is very hard to get a 10. If you get a TGA 10, it's pretty much you're up there. As a close to a PSA 9 sale. So if you went from a 10 to a 10 and a PSA sells for $100, let's just say $100 is easy. A TGA will probably go for around $75, $80. I bring it down about 20%, maybe sometimes 30. All depends on what card it is or who it is.
Okay, so they don't have they still have a high standard of grading, but it's not the gold standard of grading.
It's not the gold standard, but they are very difficult graders because they are hobbyists. They are people that love the hobby, and they.
Oh, okay. So it's a hobbyist driven. It's a hobbyist driven grading company, which is actually cool because which you still get a good grading from them, and it's still comparable to like the gold standard of PSA. So that's kind of cool to have them. Now did they go to all your shows or?
No, they don't. You have to, like, when you get companies like TGA and PSA or someone that certifies like autographs and stuff like that. It costs the show money to bring them in. They TGA, when they did our first show, they were kind enough to do it for free, but we had to really advertise and get people in there. And
well, yeah, because they don't want to come to a show and have like nobody
not make money.
Not make money.
That.
I mean, they want to make money. It's at the end of the day, it's all about the Benjamins. You know what I mean? So
it is.
You gotta
and they made out really well too. They sold their stuff. They had stuff to sell. They had mystery packs. They had cars graded, and then they gave their grading services right on site, raw grading right on site.
Wow.
Or you could do submissions right on there. So I'm hoping to get them back again, at least once a year.
Yeah.
To get them down, but it costs money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, what is like the weirdest thing that you've ever seen
in the hobby?
In the hobby, or what's the weirdest thing you've seen personally?
I've seen a lot, but I'll give you my top three.
Oh, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to see this one. Is it like some porn star card or something?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, give me
Comic-Con.
Give me your top three weirdest things that you've seen in the hobby.
People running out of the sports card show to get more money to buy a $3,000 card because they didn't have enough money on them, or a $10,000 card. I've seen people give away a card just to get that card that they want. I'll give away 5 of my cards just to get that one card. So the top thing is, like, you go into a sports card show. I keep myself at a budget. Personally, if I go to a show, like a local show in the town, I'll keep myself budgeted just slightly under $100, maybe top eight between 80 and 100. All depends on what they actually have. Like, I might not even pick anything up, because if there's nothing that's going to catch my eye, I'm not going to catch my eye.
So you go by what catches your personal eye, what you want for your personal collection. Now you don't go in there saying, "Hey, I'm buying this one just to sell it." You go because you want to add to your collection?
Add to my PC.
Right.
But there are people, the dealers and the vendors that do trade amongst themselves, so they have a better inventory in their case, per se.
Okay, I got you.
Or even try to get a better.
The sports cards industry, it was in a decline at one point.
Just before COVID.
COVID. But now,
nobody cared about sports cards.
In 2022, the sports card industry was valued at $637 million. Now, it's expected to grow to like $767 million by 2028. That's according to the interweb here. So it's
going to get even bigger when Fanatics takes over the whole thing.
Oh, Fanatics is going to take over the whole sports card industry?
Fanatics taking over the whole thing, and they're already starting with a product coming out for NFL this year in 2023.
Wow. All right.
There's a big lawsuit between Fanatics and Panini.
Okay.
And NFL Players Association canceled Panini's contract, just dropped them.
Now,
like this happened last week.
Wow. Now Panini, I don't remember Panini cards back when I was a kid. I don't.
No, they just hit the market like, I got a 2015 maybe, or 13 or something like that, in the mid-teens. Because the licensing was bought up by Panini. Yeah. The NFL and NBA
So they bought all the licenses.
Bought all the
Panini
licenses,
did.
and they produce all that stuff, and then they produce some stuff on the side with Major League Baseball, like I talked about earlier. And then they started picking up UFC, WWE cards. UFC's big, but Topps still.
But now, do they have the same? Do they have the same value? Like, what about the most cards that are out there is Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering
that has the most cards produced out of any of them.
Yes, and
because
it's crazy that nobody talks about them because they've mass produced, but the game has been around for so long.
Oh, the game was around when I was a kid. It started when I was in high school. It started back in the 90s. Magic the Gathering started. So, but it is the most produced cards out there
as a game feature card. Yeah.
But nobody really talks about Magic the Gathering cards. Like, do you see them in your trade shows and stuff?
Very few, maybe 5%. And that 5% I see is the rare cards, the high cards, hard cards to find.
Yeah.
But like Magic the Gathering just did the Lord of the Rings version, and they had that one ring rules them all. They made it as a 101. They only printed one of them.
Really?
Yep. And
so that's got to be worth some money.
And they called that the chaser card for Magic.
Okay.
The Gathering. Because it was only produced one, but nobody knew where it was until it popped up. Somebody ripped it and sent it to PSA right away. And I think it graded at a 9. And it sold for 2-point-something million, and Post Malone bought it.
Really? But how does it grade as a 9 right out of the pack? I mean.
Yeah, it could have been a smudge. It could have been a little blemish. It could have been a print line. I don't know. I didn't see the card. I submitted a lot of stuff right out of the pack, and I got 8s and 9s out of it because it could be off-centered.
All right, so it's not perfect printing. Something.
No, not perfect printing.
But you would think that would give it more value, being that it's like
right
a blemish.
And
you know, not a scratch or anything like that. But if it's off-centered or something, you would think that would give the card a little more value.
If it's the right card, back and front is for, let's say, a Michael Jordan back front. It's supposed to be that way, and it's off-centered a little bit. It's just going to get a lesser of a grade. But when you come across errors where, all right, Michael Jordan's in the front, but in the back it has Larry Bird on it, and it's upside down and it's off-centered, that could be worth some value.
All right, it's like coin collecting and stuff like stamp collecting. Yeah. Now they're not in your shows, right? Coins and stamps. That's a whole other entity.
Yeah, that's a different thing. But there are stamps with sports stars on them.
Yeah.
Like I have a vendor that has Donald Trump's cards.
Well,
Donald Trump cards.
They used to make cards out of anything.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
It's a moneymaker.
Now they don't come with bubble gum anymore.
No. They ruined the card. The funny thing is, back in the 80s, they were cardboard cards. Like they were cardboard. You get them, they're like cardboard.
Yeah.
The cards today,
they're not.
They're paper. They're cardboard tops. They call them paper cardboard cards.
Mm-hmm.
But the feel of the cards, the panini, they feel like they're plastic. Like they're so hard pressed and designed, and it feels bumpy. And 3D version is like, and they
really
you would think they would be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a 10, and it's because it's perfect and hard and there's no dents in it and stuff. But there are print errors, paint errors, cut
yeah, I mean,
errors.
that's going to happen with any kind of printing. You're going to have an error.
Yeah.
Now, okay, walk me through this. I'm just getting into collecting, and I'm just getting my collection going, and I'm walking into one of your card shows. What am I looking for?
You want to look for, when you walk in there, you want to look for what people have and what are people selling. because every vendor is going to have a different style of. I would say, all right, this vendor is more into baseball, so we'll have a lot more baseball in there. And then this other vendor will have a lot of vintage stuff, a lot of stuff from the 70s and 80s. Another person's just there to sell dollar boxes, go through the big dollar boxes, see if there's anything there, like 10 cards for $5 or something like that.
All right, so there's a value to all of them.
There's value. Yep. Some people just bring wax, which is unopened boxes of. You can buy a box right there.
Yeah, the old wax pack.
Yeah, you can just buy a pack, or you can buy a box. Some people bring supplies. Some people just bring only Pokemon.
Oh, so they're just strictly Pokemon.
Just Pokemon
collectors, vendors.
And they'll sell Pokemon.
Now I got a funny story, Steve.
Yeah.
I was at my local Salvation Army, right? And I walk in the back, and somebody had to have a card shop or something. And dude, they had boxes upon boxes of hockey cards, like full sets of hockey cards for $2 a box. You know, I picked up like 8 of them. I have no idea what's in them. I was like, well, for $2, I can recoup my $2 at some point just by selling them.
At $2, you definitely can if they're not water damaged.
And I'm sure all the good cards have been picked out, because I'm sure it was from like a serious collector, because he had them all organized and by number and everything like that.
Some mother wanted to get rid of their son's 30-year collection too.
Yeah, so I have no clue what I have. So next time you fly down here and visit, we're going to have to go through some of those. And
hockey's not my fortune, but you get them Eric Lindroses, your Brett Hulls, your Wayne Gretzky's.
You know the tools of the trade to value those for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can definitely help you with that, man.
Because I'm too lazy to go on eBay and look them all up.
I saw a Facebook ad for hockey, and I bought this guy's whole collection for like $80, and it was 50 boxes, like the big boxes, the big mother boxes, and literally I had to throw away almost half of it because it was waterlogged or damaged so bad.
Wow.
Yeah, but when I went through it,
you got something.
There was some stuff, and I gave a good deal to my cousin Brendan. Some good stuff from 90s cards. And then I gave away a couple cards, a couple sets that was there.
Now you sent me. Let's talk about some of the things that you sent me. The couple websites here, like this Facebook is Big Game Packs, Big Game Breaks.
Now this is another way of getting cards. Shout out to Aaron Smith that runs this. Give you a little promotion, Aaron. I like jumping in breaks. Another way you can do is jump into breaks, which he posts a couple breaks where, let's say, pause there.
Where, here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
These two boxes are called hobby boxes, and people can just jump in to breaks for like $20 or something like that, or $50. All depends on what the value of that box is.
All right, so they can. It gets them into the hobby for. Shorter money. So I'm a Pats fan. I try to get in there. If the Pats are free, I try to buy the Pats if it's a decent price. And then, or even like if I want to, like, all right, I'll go for the Chiefs, get maybe a Mahomes or something like that. Yeah.
Instead of buying a box of 50 cards and then you're not going to like any of the cards, you're stuck with a bunch of cards.
So this is another Facebook group, right?
Yeah, this is another Facebook group. And,
so trading cards and the sports cards is big on social media because that's where you guys connect, right?
Yeah, Instagram, TikToks, Facebook. There are tons of breakers, even like on YouTube. There are big time breakers on YouTube that they will open cases of this stuff, and you're buying a spot for like a couple $100, and you don't know what you're gonna get. That's the whole thing. You don't know what's in these boxes.
So wait a minute, they're open them. So you give them money and they open your case right there for you on YouTube?
Yep, right live.
And then mail them to you.
And then mail any cards that are worth, any Patriot cards. They'll send everything.
Really?
There are some breakers which I don't like, and I don't use them as much, but they will only send you the second years and the hits. They will not send you any base. So if I like jump in a break for like the Patriots and Mac Jones' third year is, and I like to collect Mac Jones, he will not send me Mac Jones. But if it was a Mac Jones numbered or an auto, he'll send that to me.
He'll keep it for himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll put it right in their post too. Base don't ship.
Okay. So they tell you ahead of time that, hey, you're not getting these cards if you get them.
But when you jump into a break where, let's say, Flawless or National Treasures, them are the top tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Flawless, a box of Flawless can go up to $15,000.
You're kidding me.
And there could be 8 or 10 cards in that box, just 8 or 10. But you're guaranteed every one of them is going to be a numbered card or an auto card or an auto patch card. Very rare, and a parallel card. You're going to get 90% of that's going to be autoed or numbered cards. So you can get a $15,000 case or a box, and you can get $25,000 or $100,000 card out of there, or you can get a $25 to $100 card out of there. Like, all depends on what's actually in there.
What's in the box? Yeah.
What's in there? Nobody knows until you open it.
Mm-hmm. So the cardboard connection. You told me about that. So go into more deep detail about the cardboard connection.
I like the cardboard connection because I'm a set builder. But also you can use this set to find out what's in that product. So if let's say you click on football.
Okay.
It'll tell you the years. So click 2020. Yeah, 2020 right there.
All right, I'll click on it.
All right, and then here's all the football card sets that are out there.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So when you click on one of them, you can click on anything you want.
I'm going to do a Don Russ.
All
right, so there's the whole set, 400 card set.
Factory set, but it'll actually list every player. So keep on going down. And it'll tell you everything that's in there. And there's all the players.
Holy smoke. So, and it gives you the card number.
The number, the player, and the team. And sometimes they'll list it.
Oh, the rookies too?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's how you build your sets when you go on there. That's a tool that helps you build your sets.
Lists.
Okay.
And also you can utilize that as, all right, if you want to jump into a break, you can research that set or that product and see what's actually in there. What's the chances of getting a numbered? What's the chances of who is actually autographed? And what's the chance of getting autographs? And
so if I'm looking to build a set, I could go on there, see what I don't have.
Yep.
And then I could go to one of your trade shows and see who's got it. Like I can bring a list with me and say, print that list and say, I need XXX to complete my set. So that's a great tool for like a new collector that really doesn't just getting into it. That's a great tool for somebody to find out.
If you want to be That's if you want to be a set builder. Or look at me, I'm a set builder. I probably got 20 sets together, but I'm still working on like 25.
Yeah.
Now, and every card I don't have, it's all a minimum $1.
Okay. So is it better to build a set or just to collect like the specialty cards or like a mixture of both? I mean, it depends on the person.
It depends on the person and the person's budget.
Oh, well, yeah, the budget can be.
The budget is important. Like,
because you can run on $1,000 card at some point if you know.
Yeah.
And then you go home and your wife's beating you with the broom because you just spent.
Baby, goddamn it, 3 of them.
You just spent $1,000 on a freaking basketball card, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
It's crazy, especially if you're taking cash out of the bank or throw it on your credit card or you're Venmoing somebody or PayPaling somebody. That's how sometimes you hide cash from your wife or your girlfriend. Or you keep a budget. Like, all right, my Venmo budget always per cards is $100.
All right, insider.
Or there's some crazy people that'll do $2,000 a month.
Insider secret right here. How to hide sports card money from your spouse. Oh man. So that's actually a cool tool because you can just go and click on anything. I'm going to go on, let's say baseball. I'm going to go 2018 baseball cards on this cardboard collection. Oh man. So,
and don't go to a set, go to like a regular, go to like Bowman Platinum. Yeah, that's a nice set, Bowman Platinum.
This one right here?
I have a whole set of Bowman Platinum.
Okay, so it'll tell me. So you can buy a hobby box for $500.
Yeah, but
you can buy the whole set.
Well, you can buy the whole set for for less than that, probably.
All right, so it tells you exactly what's in there. 100 card base set is combined with 100 top prospects, 200 card lineup. Okay, so it gives you good information on. Yeah. Oh, look at the prices of some of these.
Yeah,
and these are just eBay. This is linked right to eBay. $3,000. Are you kidding me?
That's his rookie card. That's graded.
Holy smokes, dude! So, yeah, you can see that sports card trading is getting definitely back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
And not for cheap money either. It's up there. People are liking this stuff. You know, because mostly you would think Generation X was the last ones to actually kind of collect sports cards. Because I don't see a lot of the millennials and stuff collecting sports cards. I mean, do you see them?
Pause right there.
All right. Well, you're the one that's in the industry. I just haven't. You don't hear of it.
This right here. This is an Aaron Judd out of 99 Bowman Platinum.
Okay.
It's a 10. Okay. This is a Pop 1. I believe it's a Pop 1 or maybe Pop 5. That means there's only 5 of them graded. But I believe this is a Pop 1. That card right there, I can put a price on this because there's nothing graded. I could put like $1,200. That's per se $1,200. Throw this out for $1,200, and 2 or 3 people might want it, and all right, give me a better offer. Like, I'm not gonna go give me the cheapest offer. Like, give me the better offer. Who wants the better? You're 1,500.
Yeah, because you want to make the money on it. I mean, of course, right?
Like, I don't think I'll sell this yet as of right now.
Yeah,
I said not for sale, not for trade. Mm-hmm. But you can. But now, what was your question again?
The millennials collecting cards.
Millennials, yes.
You see a lot of them in the shows?
Yeah, a lot of them in the shows.
Okay.
A lot of them in trade nights at different local sports card shops.
Okay.
And they are. I almost got into a fight or argument or a trade thing with kids now. Kids are hardcore with how they trade and do their
give me my card, bitch.
They beat me up in a trade. They beat me down with a sledgehammer sometimes. They're getting a better deal than I am. And I'm saying, like, they don't want to get rid of this card. I'm like, well, you want this card, kid. Like, you're going to give me that card. Like, no, I'm not. I'm going to take that card. I'm going to give you these 3 shitty cards. And I'm like, all right, you got me, kid.
Wow.
It is.
You bowed down to a kid for a sports card?
More than me. That's just crazy.
Jeez.
And they have Instagram, and they have their Facebook things, and they have their followers, and they have $1,000 cards that they'll toss away for something else.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
They upsell too. Uptrade.
So technology has definitely helped.
Yeah.
The industry.
Definitely. For sure. You're ripping breaks, trading, selling. It launched it. Breaking's been around before COVID, but it wasn't as crazy as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back into sports card collecting during COVID because I ripped up everything and I just went through it, and I really jumped into it and I learned as much as I possibly can. Did I screw up? Yeah.
Everybody makes a mistake when they're
perfect in this hobby because somebody will always have an upper hand on you. Just going to remember that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to make a mistake on the sports card. What are you drinking there, Steve? What's your favorite? All right, here's the question on Tiki Talk, the podcast.
I am.
What is your favorite cocktail to drink, sir? You tell me what your favorite cocktail is.
I am drinking Von Payne.
Oh, the Von Payne. Yes, the Von Payne Black. The black currant infused whiskey.
By Chip Nut himself.
Yes, that's me. I'm Chip Nut.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
bought it. I wanted to taste it before I bought it, and when I was down there with you in December, I had a little shot of it, and it grew on me, and I bought my own bottle.
It's good stuff, bro.
It is.
I'm not gonna let you down, my man. I'm gonna give you the good stuff. I'm gonna tell you the good stuff, and that's what I'm gonna do because I'm not gonna let you down. You know?
So I have a couple stories on some cards.
Okay.
They have pretty cool backgrounds. It's like that John Morant card.
Okay. Give me your best story on the card. Let's do it. Now, for those of you just tuning in, I have Steve Brady here, sports card collector extraordinaire. You can catch him on his TikTok, Brady Sports 12, and you can contact him from there. If you're getting into the sports card collection, or if you're a collector yourself, he has some awesome ideas. So just contact him on TikTok or wherever and get with Steve, and he'll get you some good information for sure, because he knows his stuff about sports cards, man. Steve, you know your shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I get by. I get by.
I mean,
I hope I do, and trust me, I do hope I give the knowledge that somebody is looking for. I might not have all the answers, but I am going to guide you to the right way, and hopefully this is going to help somebody out there at all. So, some backstory on some sports cards. Back then it was cardboard cards, right? Everything was cardboard.
Yeah, everything was cardboard.
Now they're plastic cards.
Really?
A clear, see-through.
Are you kidding me? Card. Mac Jones,
clear.
A 9.5 graded from 9.5. Who's that graded from?
HGA.
HGA, okay.
HGA has some pretty cool.
That's a cool ass card.
Yeah.
Who makes that?
It's Panini.
Panini, okay.
Chronicles is like a low standard card, but this is his rookie card, and it's a clear one. So I like these clear cards.
That's a badass card. That's a cool card to have here in collection.
Yeah. And I saw this, and I had to buy it. I got this at a show, actually. I forgot for what I paid for it, but I know this thing's going to go up in value.
Oh, we don't have to go over what you pay for cards, because I've seen some of your cards that you've paid for. You don't have to go.
Yeah, all right.
You don't have to go into that. Where you see Steve checking his bank account. How much money do I have to spend on a card?
Right?
That's a true collector right there.
All right, so Upper Deck has a license to do hockey cards.
Okay.
Only. And then Topps does baseball cards, and Panini does the other two. But back in the 90s, when it started, some sports stars can sign just with an exclusive sports card thing. So Michael Jordan, Upper Deck, he only signs for Upper Deck now. Unless you see him in person, then you have to buy can you sign this basketball?
All right. So if I want a signed Michael Jordan card, I have to go through Upper Deck. Is that what you tell me? Where'd you go?
I don't know.
There you are. Wait a minute.
All right.
There you are.
He only signs for Upper Deck unless you meet him in person and have him sign something else. He only exclusively signs for Upper Deck unless it's like, a sign-in event.
Okay.
So when Panini took over, Panini was not allowed to have any images of Michael Jordan.
Really?
At all.
Because they didn't have the rights.
They didn't have the rights to Michael Jordan.
Okay, yeah.
Only Upper Deck does. And
so it's all legal shit.
Yeah, it's all legal.
Like movies, where you got to have the rights to a movie. Yeah, I get it.
So what happened? And there's two cards that Panini made with Michael Jordan's image in the background. Really? It happened. If you buy, is one for Dennis Rodman, one for Scottie Pippen. Dennis Rodman's one of Dennis Rodman's, I forgot what year it is. One of Dennis Rodman's cards had Michael Jordan, a good photo of Michael Jordan in the back, and just a raw card, which is not graded, goes for almost like $500.
Well, I mean, how can you stop the photographer? Because that's what's taking those pictures of photographers.
Yeah.
You can't just wipe out the background. Of course, somebody.
Oh, digitally enhancement, you can now.
Well, I mean,
the way the design of the card
yeah,
and stuff.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. It looks like I'm sitting outside. That's a that's a
what it
green
is.
screen, my friend.
But I found that out. I saw this TikTok video of Panini suing, Upper Deck suing Panini about an image of Michael Jordan on a Scottie Pippen card. And I looked it up, and I bought that card, graded too, at a good price.
Really?
And this is the card.
Oh, yeah, it's on there. And that's PSA graded, it looks like.
It's PSA graded 9. And right where my finger is is an image of Michael Jordan. And that in that small corner, and that right there. They were in court for 18 months.
Over that card.
Over this card.
So that card's worth a little bit of money.
This is the hollow version of Optic. Don Russ version doesn't have Michael Jordan card.
Okay.
Jordan. The Optic has a bigger picture. It's just the way it's like zoomed in as out or whatever. Yeah. And the Optic has the Michael Jordan on. No matter what version of the card you get, the Optic printing is the one with the MJ on it. And I got the hollow version, and the hollow was going for about $150 to $200. I stole this for like $50.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it for $50. I grabbed it right away before it skyrocketed.
Wow.
Yeah,
so that's a decent.
I have cards over here. Every time I talk about something, I put it over here.
Well, I'm sure that card's worth more than $50.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's definitely it's going to be in my PC. I put it in my case and I lock it up. So I pulled it out just to show you guys.
Well, I appreciate that. We appreciate it. Steve, you've given us some awesome information on sports cards, sports, the industry and stuff like that. And I can't thank you enough because a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people are just like, it's just a baseball card,
it's just really deep research on what's out there and what you like and your personal thing. If you don't want to blow a lot of money, go for the personal collection.
Yeah. Just cards that you like.
Yeah,
your favorite.
Buy a bunch more sports cards. Just buy that favorite card.
Yeah, buy your favorite player. You whatever you want. And
I'd rather pay $50 for this.
Yeah.
This is another one. I'd rather pay $50 for this than buy a bunch of $50 cards, and I'm not going to get anything out of it.
Yeah, you got to do your research, and that's the whole thing. You got to come down. It comes down to do your research on the cards. So go out there, buy your card. Steve, tell these people where they can get in touch with you. So I'm
on Facebook at Steve Brady. Also, I'm on if you're interested in joining our New England Sports Card Buy Sell Trade, just request to join, and then and if you're there, you're there. I'll approve it. If you're in our group, make sure you coin anything you want to sell, or I like to throw some ripping videos up there, or show your favorite collection and make sure you say it's not for sale.
Okay. Hold on, my green screen's going. Wait a minute, hold on.
Technology, it's not perfect.
Well, it's getting darker here, so it might be just the camera picking up different darknesses.
But yeah, I'm on TikTok also, Brady Sports 12.
There we go.
And I'm actually on eBay also. I am an eBay seller. I don't have much on there, but in 2024, there is going to be a ton of stuff on there, which I'm trying to get together. It takes a while to film the photograph, put things up, list it right, make sure it's in a special box so I don't throw it away, at a show and I lose what I have. It's really like a detailed inventory of stuff. And I have probably 30,000 cards. So trying to keep everything straight in my head is tough. It definitely is.
I bet it is. I mean, you got a lot of shit to go through.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Steve, I'm going to tell you, it's been an absolute blast. Thank you for coming on the Tiki Talk podcast. I hope to have you on again someday.
I am.
and we'll talk.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Just hit me a message.
We'll talk more sports cards. We'll talk cocktails. We'll talk a lot of stuff here. In the we'll talk Von Payne. But Steve, I appreciate you coming on, man. You are actually Tiki Talks podcast first ever guest.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's
yes,
cool.
you are.
That's cool.
You are my first ever guest, so you should feel you should feel honored that you are on Tiki Talk.
I'm very honored. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate everything you do, and I know your passion for the sports cards and the sports cards industry. That's why I figured this would be a great show. You know what I mean? That way we can get people talking. We heard your story about sports cards. You've given us some great information and told people where to go.
And I still have a lot of information to give, but you know what?
Yeah. Well, they can get to you.
We'll do another show.
They can get to you on TikTok, and they can get to you on New England Sports Card Trading, and they can get to you at a show. Now, do you have any shows coming up anytime soon?
We have a show in Rhode Island on 15 Bassett Street,
okay.
North Providence, at the Knights of Columbus.
Okay.
I believe the tables are sold out, so we'll have about 30 plus tables there, and just message me and I'll send you the information on that show. And
so they can message you on TikTok or Facebook or whatever.
They can message me on TikTok. As long as you're not a spam person. There's a lot of spam out there.
Well, of course.
I'll take a look at the messages every couple days.
Yeah.
I'll pop in, make sure the messages are good, and then also on Facebook too. Just message me directly on Facebook and say, "Hey, what's up? I want to go to the show. Where is it?" And I'll tell you, man.
Well,
tell you where that show is.
That's awesome, brother. And I appreciate you being on the show on Tiki Talk Live. And this show is going to be on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Caster. It's going to live on Facebook. It's going to live on YouTube. I mean, we were live on Facebook and YouTube right now.
Oh, awesome! That's cool.
So
I'm on YouTube also. Brady Sports 12.
Yep. So when you go to Shipnut on YouTube, you will see Tiki Talk the podcast there. Make sure you share it with all your friends. And we had some great conversation, great show. Steve, I hope.
Probably not. Everybody's falling asleep. I'm boring sometimes.
No, you're good, man. It was a fun podcast. We had a great time, So I'm going to end it here. Thanks for coming on, Steve, and I appreciate you. And hopefully you'll be back on the Tiki Talk podcast sometime soon, my man.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
All right, brother. Cheers. Thank you.
Hey, and keep collecting.
Oh yeah, everybody keep collecting because it's a fun thing to do, and you want to build those collections, guys. It's fun.
Definitely.
All right, brother.
Keep the hobby alive.
Well, thank you for coming on Tiki Talk, bro. All right, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, we'll see you, bro.
See you later.
All right, that was Steve Brady on the sports cards industry. Some great information there. Guys, keep watching this on Facebook, YouTube. Please like, comment, and share. Subscribe to my channels. And we will see you next time on Tiki Talk, the podcast, guys. Cheers. Thanks for watching Tiki Talk, the podcast. Remember to hit that subscribe, like, and share. Until next time.